Hi, my name is Alicia, and I have two children who are normally in public school, kindergarten, and second grade. However, lately they've been doing school from our dining room table, and I'm sure many of you are in the same position. My children go to Vanderveer Elementary School in Somerville, and so I'm going to talk about our school specifically in these videos, but a lot of this information will apply no matter where your kids go to school, as long as they're doing remote schooling on Chromebooks, because this is very specific to Google Chrome. So this video will help you navigate Google Chrome and help make it easier for your kids to get from one assignment to the next and use Chrome more efficiently and effectively. So hopefully this is helpful. I'm not working on my child's Chromebook because it's locked for adding new applications. So this is my own Google Chrome account, but most of it translates exactly the same, and you should be able to figure out pretty easily how this works on your child's Chromebook. So my kindergartner is pretty easy. We go to our district website, and what do you know? The top story is the flexible learning plan. Our district has a assignment sheet for each grade level. So my kindergartner just goes to his assignments. He does them by hand. We take a picture and upload it to the Seesaw app, and it's very simple. But my second grader is expected to complete his work on the Chromebook by following this spreadsheet of assignments. Now, this is a little bit difficult for a second grader. First of all, it took me a few clicks to get to this page. So let's solve that problem first of all. Without this assignment, he has absolutely no idea what to do. So in Chrome, the best way to help get to a new page is by using a bookmark. The bookmarks in Chrome are in the star over in the corner. So I'm going to click on the star, and it allows me to rename this bookmark. This is a really long name and confusing for my second grader, so I'm going to call this page what he calls it, which is the flex page. If I name it flex page, I want to make sure that it's in the bookmarks bar. There are some choices here. If it's bookmarks bar, they'll see it right away. So flex page, bookmarks bar, done. Now if you look over in this side, there's a little link right to this page with the name that I gave it. In our district's Chromebooks, this auto hides. So if you're on this page, you're not going to see it. But as soon as you go click on plus to open a new tab, the children will see all of their bookmarks. So now that my son knows how to get to his assignments, he can do them a little bit more quickly. There are other pages that you might want to bookmark. So in our district, we have an attendance page that's linked. I'm going to open this in a new tab just so we can see it more clearly. So it takes them to a new page, and then that takes them to a Google form. So I would just go to this Google form, and same thing, you click on the star. You can rename it if you want to, or if your child speaks one language or the other, you can delete the extra one so it fits better. Make sure it says bookmarks bar and click done. Now attendance is there, and my child can log their attendance every day. If I want to name it something different, I could call it don't forget if I want to. It doesn't matter. Whatever you call it is what will show up on that bookmarks bar. So I have my flex page, I have my attendance. Now some other pages that our district often directs children to are the Clever login page. Luckily, they have a shortcut up here from an extension. So there's a little blue C that takes them to Clever. If your child can't figure that out, or if it's just easier for your child to have everything in one place, you can navigate to that as well. So if I go to Clever login, this is the right thing. I'm going to add a bookmark. And again, this is kind of long. All he needs to know is Clever. Done. And now it's in my bookmarks bar, so he can get to it anytime he opens a new tab. He'll be able to see these choices. Okay. Now, the other places that the kids go frequently are to their Google products. So again, in this view, in our district, you will not see any of these bookmarks. You'll just see the web page and the navigation bar. Once I click New Tab, Google very conveniently leads me to Google. So Gmail is right here. There's a special link to Gmail that will always be there. Again, this might be hard for a second grader to find or to remember or to notice. If you go to Gmail, then you can add a bookmark. Okay, and I'm not going to add this bookmark because I already have one, because in my real life, I need my Gmail. So as you can see, this is not my child's Gmail. This is my Gmail, but this gets them to it quickly. The other place they go a lot that you can get to from Gmail or from a new tab, I've been referring to this as the tic-tac-toe box with my second grader, but this is the list of all of the Google apps. It's right next to their account logo. If you click on it, you'll see a drop-down menu, and what you're looking for is Google Drive. In our district, the kids are saving a lot of their work to their Google Drive, and there are some things that have been shared with them that they're supposed to go and reopen, like their physical education, physical activity logs, things like that. So now I'm in my Google Drive, same thing. I can add a bookmark to my drive. Now, my kids have been very confused about if I say open your email, they go email or Gmail. It's the same thing, but they don't know that. So I would really recommend calling this whatever your kids call it. If they call it Google Drive, call it Google Drive. If they call it Drive, just call it Drive. My Drive, whatever they're used to. Okay, that's how it's going to show up here. So the language is all the same, and you can say, go to your Drive, see if you can find it. Now, see if you can find it is sometimes an issue in Drive. My Drive is set up with this quick access panel at the top that shows recent things. I can't remember now if our kids have that or not. Underneath, there are folders and tiles of files. You can switch it using this button to a list that's more compact and easier to read and will be alphabetized. And you can sort this list also by, instead of alphabetically, this arrow tells me it's alphabetical. If I go over to last modified and click next to it, it'll show an arrow. So if reverse sorts, it's going to show me the most recent thing I opened first, which is probably the thing that they most need. So that's one way to help them navigate in Chrome. Another thing to do is to search. A lot of our kids' assignments are coming up as copy of because they had to save a copy. So their letter C in that alphabetical order is really, really long and hard for a second grader to look at and comprehend because they start reading at the beginning every time, copy of. So instead, they can search for a keyword. So if they wrote something about the rainforest, they can search rainforest. Now, I did not. This is my grown-up Drive. But I can search for, I made a comic strip thing. So it's called Sunday Funnies. I search for Sunday, and whether the word is at the beginning or the middle, as long as it's somewhere in the title, it will pop up, and I can go right to that document. Okay? So that should help your kids navigate Google Chrome and Google Drive a little bit better. In their email, they shouldn't have to do too much. You can see there's a difference between emails that have been read, which again, mine have trouble noticing, but these are not bold. I already read them. New emails are in bold. The other thing my kids don't understand is that the first thing is not what you click on necessarily to open an email. This is who the email is from, right? This is hard for second graders. It's a chart with no labels. This is who the email is from. This is what the email is about. If you click on the title, then you'll see the email. All right, so Somerville is having a Ditch the Device week. That's what this email is about. Once I've read the email, if I go back to my inbox by clicking back to the inbox or clicking on the inbox, now it shows as read. Okay, and if I don't need it ever again, I can delete it if I want to. All right, so that is the basic introduction to Google Chrome, Google Drive, and Gmail. I'm going to make a second video where I talk more about how I help my students to manage their work and submit their work using a Chromebook and Google Drive. and what some of the options are there to make things a little bit easier to navigate. But hopefully these tips have helped you to understand Google a little better and to make some bookmarks to make it easier for your child to navigate. Another note about bookmarks is you can add any website there. So if they really liked the activity for music, this was a really cool website, this music play. So if you go there, you can add a bookmark to that website too, right? And then they have something to do when they're bored. Or maybe you're using code.org or CodeSpark. Okay, so any of those websites can become a bookmark as long as you push the star and you give it a name. And again, on our Chromebooks, you won't see it until you click the plus sign to make a new tab. Then this drop down will be visible and they'll be able to select their bookmarks. All right, best of luck, parents.